I can get it gone in a blink. Stack money. We can make a...
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll get a look at the Penguin, Jalen Waddle. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Dolphins and the Panthers, just ahead on EA Sports.
From beautiful South Florida, set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here are the Panthers set to take over for the first time, and Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
The numbers for Sanders last week: 20 carries, 110 yards, and the score.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
That burst good for 20 and a first down. It's Young off play action. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Young. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now a stoppage, and we've got Chubb shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Throwing, Young. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 33. Time will tell if that's an interception that rattles the rookie here. First drive on the road.
And you know the discussion going into the game? Centered on, okay, let's get out nice and easy, take care of the football, we're on the road, you're a youngster, let's not make mistakes early. But now the conversation will shift to, okay, put it behind you, move on, long way to go in this one.
21G.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Out to the right here to Wilson, and he goes out right around the 39. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. They're going to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. fourth down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to ascend in this season.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The Dolphins in a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 4. Achane here. They stay on the ground. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to convert by 20 there on 3rd and 1. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
They'll run. Achane. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we're going to look at him. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Ready?
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. You talk about this Miami defense. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for, this is what you practice for, this is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the #1 overall offense in the league. Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown, they got the stop, and now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it. Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Well, the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Agnew now to return. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1-7-0 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Here's Berrios. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. He'll dump this off to Achane. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And this is caught. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown number 22 of the season. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And a stretch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's got his target. That's complete. Down the left sideline. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Carolina. Adam Thielen. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. He's already approaching 100 yards and has the touchdown. I'm sure on that opposite sideline right now, they're scratching their heads saying, all right, what do we do?
And the hard part is, even if you limit him to a short catch, he has that make-you-miss ability to take it for big yardage and put in the end zone again. So trying to blanket him is very difficult, but ultimately...
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle with their second touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Panthers now set to take over offensively. Now, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this...
And now look at this. Big game, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 58 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Ready? They run with a third-year man, Chuba Hubbard. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, we all know that an offensive coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A nice stick and stop for a loss there from Jalen Phillips.
And they've just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
On second down, here's a run with Hubbard. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one, as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect. and he executed so well.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense.
He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done, and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens.
On first down, Tagovailoa. He'll let this go deep for Waddle.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. Well, let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works. Sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Tua going to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
21G.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Back to the air on 2nd down. White.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And this is taken in at the 5. And on the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle
On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game.
And caught it up! And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On second down, Young. That's over the middle and caught by Mingo. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Young on 3rd and 2. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Young now. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, and they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before break. White. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the home team who are out in front. A couple of touchdowns.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down.
Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion. Out.
Here's Tua. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And that is caught at the 10-yard line.
Holding offense.
And that's on Austin Jackson, first-round pick in 2020. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
20, TX.
Looking to pass. Tua. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now Tua. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Listen, when you've got a guy with 3 touchdown catches back pocket already, you can guarantee they're going to keep looking for him, and you can also guarantee he's going to keep asking for the ball.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Go ahead.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I remember pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Option handoff now to Achane. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. J.C. Horn, really nice defensive effort. He'll get the tackle for loss. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, the great coach said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 22-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. Back to the ground, Achane. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming up 3rd down.
Downfield, offense.
Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
Well, you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
10 cycles. Let's go.
It's Young on first down. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Zaven Collins in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. Meanwhile, Young's throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and a yard. They go play action. Young. That's caught by Mingo, right side. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 44-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Quick, yellow, check pink. Yellow, run.
On first and 10, it's Sanders. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Carolina. Miles Sanders, 44 yards. And the Panthers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Panthers 17.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. Now a second and 10. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Miami. 59 yards.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
Achane gets it from the gun. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
44.
2nd and 6. Here's a toss left for Achane.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Sanders on for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Panthers about ready to take over. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Here we go. Hut, hut.
1st and 10, Young. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Ready?
Now Young. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Back to the air on 2nd down, Tagovailoa. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Tua sets up to pass it. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 52 yards. And the Dolphins have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
17. Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Ready.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Ready, set.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here is Young.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice, long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Ready up.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing, Young. And the Dolphins rush, gets home, down he goes. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken it around the 40. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not, and I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
On play action, here's Tua. Completion here to Claypool. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21.
40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
They're right here.
Tua on 4th down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this 4th quarter. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Dolphins are going to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
Hey, get safe.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Tua now on 1st down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, 32 yards. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Jalen Phillips, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Now here's Young. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they certainly got dented with that 1st down run, so now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They'll run for it with Achane. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Sanders now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the drive finished off with a touchdown run from Devon Achane. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Young. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Well, Charles, a lot of happy faces